Hi, everybody. This is Helen with ADU1 for our next City Spotlight webinar discussing Glendale, California's accessory dwelling rules. I'm sorry for any delay. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back in action. So I hope everybody's been having a very nice and safe holiday season. No matter whether you're celebrating or not, I hope everybody's been well. And thank you again for joining us. So we will be discussing today Glendale, California's rules, which again are all generally the same as the state's laws. And if you haven't seen any of my previous webinars that go over all of the general state rules, almost exactly like the HCD handbook, please check any of those out. I have multiple webinars over the general rules. And lately, we have just been going over specific cities to help out. So today, again, will be Glendale, California, and I will definitely highlight the main differences from the general state rules and what specifically pertains to Glendale ADUs. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat and I will get to them after I stop sharing my screen. I will be sharing my screen to put up the exact ordinance and code from the city itself, and will help kind of clarify some stuff from there. So without further ado, I will share my screen. And let's see which one is which. Okay. All right, so hopefully you can see this. I'm going to zoom in a little more since I know it's a little smaller when I share my screen. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, that is better. Okay. So as you can see up here, if you are in Glendale's municipal code and want to find it, it kind of goes over tons of other stuff too. But the ADU general provisions start around page 28, 29 of their entire document. They may have something more condensed in like an easier chart, but I will use this directly for maybe more thorough explanations. So let's see. In the beginning, they are just letting you know that the ADUs are now allowed in any zones that allow residential use. And let's see, they are going to allow ADUs and junior accessory dwelling units as well. Let's see. And something with Glendale, they do have historic areas, historical districts as well. So usually all that means is the design has to maintain the historical character and nature of the existing building architecturally and so forth. Sometimes certain cities and historical districts do not allow you to demo certain things or to at least maintain the facade and look of the existing structure. So if that ever applies to your specific property, we will do our best to find out if it's historical or not and what has to be determined ahead of time. If there's anything that's hard to figure out before going through plan check, then plan check always figures everything out along the way too before construction can begin. Let's see. Skip through here. Again, any zone with residential use in Glendale is fine. Junior ADUs, as always, are only allowed in single-family homes. So again, if you have not watched any of my other webinars that goes over these things, please check it out. I'll briefly go over definitions and stuff like that today. Let me see. Okay. The ADU, just like, with state conformity and everything like that, does have to have a bathroom, a kitchen, its own independent access, typically an exterior entryway. For junior ADUs, so just to kind of briefly cover it, a junior ADU is an ADU only permitted in single family homes. You're limited to 500 square feet, and it has to be part of the existing home. It cannot be new construction. It can't be detached from the home either. It has to be part of the primary house, limited to 500 square feet, but it can be a conversion of an attached garage. If you do not have an attached garage, then it must be again within the house, an area partitioned off, whether it was a formal living area, a master bedroom, something like that. But it does, for junior ADUs, it does have to have at least an efficiency kitchen, which is kind of micro kitchen, with its own standards. It does have to have its own exterior independent entryway. However, for a junior ADU, they do not have to have their own bathroom. It can share a bathroom with the rest of the house. So in that case, it would have to have exterior entryway as well as a shared door, so that way they can have bathroom access. But anything permitted as a regular ADU does have to have its own bathroom, kitchen, and independent living facilities, a common area with the kitchen and a bathroom. So let's see. So in Glendale, the maximum, you could really just focus on the 1,000 square feet, because if it has more than one bedroom, you're allowed up to 1,000 square feet. I know the state law says 1,200, but many cities have adopted the 1,000 rule. So in this case, it is for Glendale, 1,000 square feet is your maximum. And similarly to all other cities, for single family homes, this is where it really matters. For your attached ADUs, in this case, it's talking about new construction that are attached. So if you have a single family home and you're going to build new construction and attach it to the existing structure, almost like an addition, you are limited to 50% of your existing floor area. So if you have a 1,200 square foot house, you're limited to 600 square feet for your attached ADU. If you have a 2,000 square foot home, then you're limited to 1,000. But even if you have a 3,000 square foot home, you cannot do 1,500, because this part says in no event shall the ADU exceed the maximum square feet stated, which is still 1,000. So it's 50% or 1,000, whichever is less, I believe. Okay, and here's your description for your junior ADU, and here's the description for the efficiency kitchen: sink, cooking facility, and a food preparation counter with cabinets. Okey-dokey. Okay, and in Glendale, it's permitted to do an ADU in between the house and your street front and street side setback. So some cities allow it as long as you have, if you're following your front setback, which are usually much higher than those 4 feet, they're on average 15 to 20 feet setbacks. But in Glendale, let me see. Yeah, in Glendale, you are not, unless you have more than one street front, so a through lot. So if your property has double streets, one on each end, then you can. But you cannot, if you just have a neighbor in your backyard and one front side, you cannot build in that front area. Okay. Same with Glendale. No short-term rentals, so nothing less than 30 days. You cannot sell it separately. Yeah, let's see. Let's get to the other juicy stuff. Under 750 square feet, you're exempt from the development impact fees. Let's see. I'm trying to get quantities and other areas that pertain to each product. So ADUs can be attached or garage, garage, construction construction, detached, kind of ground up construction in a rear yard, or you can do new construction and attach it to the structure of the home. That's including Glendale. And let's see, if you want your second ADU for a single family home, that's when the ADU comes into play. You can do the junior ADU, but again, you're limited to the 500 square feet. It has to be the primary structure of the home, no construction. And then another thing with